Hey, this is my Janoni, and I got a large stack today, so let's go start getting through them all. We have Detective Comics number 940. Now, as you can, those of you who know how to use the internet, you might have seen some pictures online where you had the original cover with Tim Drake, and then now the Tim Drake-less cover. And there's already been speculation that Tim Drake is going to die. Well, let's put it this way. Without spoiling anything, even though it's already been spoiled with great detail, this book actually, I have to applaud DC in this because they're really tying this in to their whole Rebirth, and potentially with the Watchmen, and also I believe the Superman and Lois Lane, they're not dead. That's my other guess. But other than that, I think Detective, it really was a great book. The art was solid. The writing was really good. There's a couple parts in here that were really good. One is the Stephanie and Tim's final words type thing. And then, when Batman gives Stephanie the lecture, like, well, Tim knew what he was doing. And, it's just a part of the job. And then Stephanie's like, oh, Batman, you don't understand. Read this letter. And then you see Batman go, oh, I might have erred. So, that was a great moment. I butchered it, but that was a great moment. Overall, this was, like I said, a really good book. Who would have thought whoever thought Detective would be good? That's just a laugh in itself. Anyways, Flash number 6. All right, I'm going to be really quick on this. I put the book down. Barry is on this mad quest to find Godspeed. And he's like, I searched all over the city for him and I can't find him. Or should have been like, I searched all over the city and I can't find him. But anyways, I'm like, dude, what if he stepped outside the city? You've searched every square inch of the city, but if he stepped outside, you would never find him. But of course, that's not what the case was. He was hiding in plain sight. But otherwise, I thought the book was really crappy. I'm not buying the next one. Superman number 2. I'm really torn with this one because there's some really good there's really good parts to Superwoman in that you have Lana, she's got her powers and she's trying to figure things out. You can tell her body's going through some issues because of the powers. You have also they're still dealing with Lois to a certain degree and what happened to Superman. So I have a feeling potentially we might get some more Rebirth stuff in this book here. The person who's sabotaging Lex, that part's just, it's who cares about that. But I was more interested in seeing what's happening to Lana and how the powers are actually affecting her because they're not helping her out in the least. But overall, I liked it regardless. I thought the art was good. The story was interesting. I'm on the fence still, but, the way I look at it this way, I'm cutting Marvel back, so why not add another DC title? Okay, All-Star Batman number 2. This one, okay, there's parts of it I really like, but there's also parts of it where it's just kind of, it seems something like I don't remember the name of the movie, but I've seen stuff like this where it's like every single person is looking for the bad guy, so to speak. And in this, it's basically like a who's who of Batman villains trying to catch Batman and Two-Face. So it's like you get... Actually, a good example is if you saw the Godzilla movie where it was over Godzilla versus every single monster. It's pretty much like this, where it's like, oh, here's Rodan, and Godzilla breathes fire on Rodan, and Rodan dies. Oh, here's Godzilla, American Godzilla 2000. Oh, he just killed him, and then here comes the Smog Monster, and it's just one after the other. And don't get me wrong, that's part of the charm of the book in the sense where it's this exhausting gauntlet of supervillains. But at the same time, it's like I think there's some villains I want to see a little bit more. Others, I'm just glad they're gone type thing. But the story's just moving on, like I said, from the first issue where it's the gauntlet. Overall, it's decent. I'll still get it. but I'm not as enthusiastic about the book. Suicide Squad. Okay. Second issue was better. The person they killed. Yeah, I guess I can see why they killed this person, because it's not like this person's exciting, and for that matter, there's a backup for him. And it's just basically fight type thing. It's just showing how Suicide Squad is just the badasses. It's just an okay book. It's nothing. In all honesty, it's a huge disappointment, but compared to what you would think it should have been like, considering the gigantic push this was getting. But I guess that just shows you there's certain supervillains you just can't tie together and make a good book out of. Injustice number 17, Superman has secrets. Secrets get uncovered, but unfortunately, secrets don't get leaked to the world. But this still is the best, right here, the very best DC book that's out on the market, hands down. Highly recommend it. Alright, on to Marvel, Old Man Logan. This is a really strong title, and I have a feeling as soon as they get this creative team off this book, then this book is just going to go to garbage. The art is just fantastic. There's nothing like this in a Marvel title. It's just brutal, it's violent, it's dark, it's really beautiful at the same time. And it's like Logan, he's dealing with in his world's past, and then the current situation that he's in, and it's just really, really solid. And this is one book I will definitely buy in trades. I can say they got this at least right. But again, at least what they didn't do was just slap on the Wolverine title on it and say it's good. But this is what should have actually been the Wolverine title. Alright, X-Men, number 13. This is one of those books I am really starting to consider dropping. It was really cringeworthy. What we have here is Kid Apocalypse and Bobby Drake. They're trying to get him to find companionship, and so they take him to a gay nightclub. Now all that part's fine, but he's how should I say this? He's not very good at picking up people, which okay, I get that, and that's part of the whole charm. But to me, the cringeworthy just came from it hits every single stereotype along the way. Okay, Bobby's not a talker, so that fails. Oh, so they go to the dance floor. Who knew Kid Apocalypse was, like the dancing king? And then Bobby leaves him, and then he just meets some guy on the bar, and they just strike up a conversation. Where have we seen that before? And then, Bobby suddenly his powers go crazy, and it's just like every single cliche possible. And at the end, there's the Inhumans, and you can tell there's some bad blood between the two groups, but it's just like I'm just as a whole, I think this book has taken a nosedive since the Apocalypse Wars, and it's just not recovering. So that's why I'm thinking of dropping it. Okay, Civil War 2 tie-in with Uncanny Avengers 14. Well, okay, basically the tie-in is the funeral of Bruce Banner, but they do it in such a way where it's not even close to resembling what it's supposed to, what the other comics are showing. And it's basically, the rest of this book is Cable and his crew of mutants looking for a possible cure that the military might have. And, Captain America's like, where are they? I know they're up to something. And, Deadpool's like, I don't know anything. And sure enough, Deadpool knows. Cap follows him. And, all heck breaks loose. And, Cap's like, there is always another way to get what you want. And, Cable's like, bullshit, This is a cure for the mutants. And the military was not going to give it up. And I'm just thinking, as I'm reading this book, if the military had this cure, it's like, why? Okay, I understand, walking the straight and narrow and stuff like that, but Captain America he's really acting like the Hydra agent in this issue, because it's like kind of like he's just willing to let his friends die. he's like, give me that data. You're not walking away with it. And I'm just like, shouldn't you just let him go? I don't get that part. But, who knows? I don't know. I just don't know. I do believe, though, the cover is fantastic. And all they have to do is just get rid of this Civil War II crap. And otherwise, I liked it. I liked the art. The story was great. I mean, not great, but it was good. Spider-Man 8. Spider-Man continues to be better than the Amazing Spider-Man, and which is one of the reasons why I'm also starting to consider just dropping Amazing, because it is far from amazing. In this issue here, Miles basically learns that his grandmother is up to some shenanigans, but the best part of the story is at the end, because now if you want to tie in, this is a better tie-in, because it's like Miles is on his way to Tony, call for, hey, we got to meet up because something big's going down, but they're there when Hawkeye shoots Banner in the head with an arrow, and it's the reaction between the three youngest heroes, and it's not only just the reaction, it's like going, what the hell, you guys are supposed to be heroes. This kind of, it's like, why are you doing this to yourselves? We didn't sign up for this. And while that's going on, Tony's all freaking out because he thinks that Carol basically set this whole thing up knowing that Banner was going to shoot, to, go crazy. And before that happened, she basically put Hawkeye into the situation where he could take the shot. So all of this was great. Fantastic book. Oh, and the key thing part here is Ulysses just starts staring at Miles. So this is where they're going to say Miles is going to be, he's going to cause a big problem in the future. So the manhunt for Miles is going to start. Jupiter's Legacy. This is also one of the best superhero titles. And it's the art is just great. The storytelling is great. It's basically superhero corruption at its finest, so to speak. And it's like, what are superpowered beings going to do when the good take over the world and basically abuse it? So overall, this was fantastic. Highly recommend it. Recommend the entire series. Definitely. So anyways, if you have any comments or questions, let me know. Like, share, let me know what you guys picked up, what you guys are looking forward to reading, and we'll have some more stuff later. So until next time.